Once upon a time, in a kingdom of silver lakes and emerald forests, there lived a noble and kind young prince named Alaric. He was brave in battle, gentle with his people, and deeply loved by the kingdom. His laughter filled the palace halls, and his courage inspired even the smallest child. But not every heart celebrated him. In the highest tower of the palace lived the king's second wife, the queen. Though she wore jewels and silk, jealousy burned beneath her calm smile. The people adored Prince Alaric. They spoke of his future reign with hope, and she feared that when he became king, her own power would fade. "If he remains," she whispered in the dark, "I will always stand in his shadow." So she turned to Forbidden's magic. Beyond the forest, where trees twisted like claws and mist clung to the earth, lived an ancient witch. The queen came to her under a cold moon. "I want the prince gone," she said. The witch's voice was thin and sharp. "Gone or erased?" The queen's eyes hardened. "Erased." The witch handed her a curse wrapped in green smoke. That evening, Prince Alaric walked alone beside the palace lily pond, reflecting on his future. He never saw the queen approach. Only a whisper. Only a spell. Only a flash of green fire. His body shrank. His voice vanished. His hands became webbed. And with a soft splash, the prince fell into the pond as a small green frog. The queen looked down at him and smiled. The witch's voice echoed in the night. "Only the kiss of one with a truly pure heart, freely given, not for glory, not for wealth, not for ambition, shall break this curse." The queen laughed. No princes would ever kiss a frog. By morning, the kingdom was told a lie. The prince has vanished. Seasons passed. Spring blossoms fell into the pond. Summer warmed the stones. Winter froze the edges of the water. The frog who had once been Prince Alaric waited among reeds and lily pads. Children mocked him. Nobles ignored him. Travelers stepped around him. Not one saw beyond his green skin. Not one looked into his eyes. Yet he remembered who he was. And he hoped. Years later, a visiting royal arrived from a neighboring kingdom. Her name was Princess Seraphina. She was known not for beauty alone, but for kindness. She spoke gently to servants. She fed birds from her hand. She listened more than she judged. One quiet afternoon, she wandered into the royal gardens. There, beside the lily pond, she noticed a small frog watching her. Instead of recoiling, she knelt. "You look lonely," she said softly. The frog stilled. For the first time in years, someone's voice held warmth. Seraphina reached out her hand. The frog slowly climbed onto her palm. She did not flinch. She did not laugh. She simply smiled. "I don't know your story," she whispered. "But no creature deserves to be forgotten." There was no promise of treasure, no desire for reward, only compassion. And she kissed the frog. The world seemed to hold its breath. The pond shimmered like liquid glass. Light burst into the sky. Wind swept through the gardens. And in her arms, the frog began to change. Growing, shifting, restoring, until where the frog had been stood a young man, Prince Alaric, restored not just in body, but in strength, wisdom, and grace. He told her everything: the queen's jealousy, the witch's curse, the years of silence in the pond, the kingdom's sorrow. Servants gasped. Guards ran forward. The king himself rushed into the garden, falling to his knees at the sight of his son. "My son." The truth spread quickly. The queen's deception was revealed. Her power crumbled. And though justice awaited her, the prince did not seek revenge, because the years in the pond had taught him patience. Prince Alaric reclaimed his rightful place. Princess Seraphina stood beside him. Their marriage was not built on power or politics, but on kindness freely given. The kingdom celebrated not just a wedding, but the return of hope. Yet high in a distant tower, shadows lingered. For though the curse was broken, dark hearts do not surrender easily. And this would not be the last test of their love. To be continued.